It's the same instrument, it's just a very different style of playing.
Did love put me there, or did I do that myself? You're so on to the Moho session hashtag. We're taking it on the road.
No, you're talking about that. Ladies and gentlemen, I don't know if this is chapter 3, is it? Or chapter 2 of the Moho Sessions?
Probably 3, if you're including the main section.
Well, it was like a special, wasn't it? Like this. Anyway, this is the Ayla Schofield Moho Session. And you were there at the Moho Session yesterday, so you now know what a Moho Session is.
Yes.
You're now educated on the Moho Sessions.
Yeah.
And we're in the bus. I love this bus. It's so
Me too, it's like the coolest idea ever.
Isn't it?
Yeah.
I think Laura, as far as I remember last year, Laura, I think, decorated this bus.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And I just think it's cool. It was like home last year and I missed the bus. So it's great to be back.
Yeah.
How are you doing?
I'm good, yeah, I'm so happy to be here. I love the festival so far.
What does Buckle and Boots mean to you? Because you're from Germany, so
Yeah.
there's not many, like, you know, normally when you think of country music, there's kind of four main nationalities maybe? America, UK, Canada and Australia.
Yeah.
There are others that just like, but is there more artists in Germany and other countries than we realise? Or are you...
not really.
Are you a rarity?
I am quite the rarity, yes. Yeah, I mean, I am really enjoying the UK in general and this festival because there is so many, artists and lovers of country music and everyone's very happy to connect with each other and there's, so I get to meet so many people and make friends, like, in the industry with fans, like all that. So it's really great how tight the network is over here in the UK in general, but I think also especially this festival because very like, I think it was said yesterday, but also it's kind of like a big family. I love that vibe. And in Germany, it's, you have artists and you have festivals, but it's all not so connected. Okay. I know a few country artists. I collaborate with with them sometimes, but it's more like the other artists that are there because we're so few.
So what brought you, if there's not many country artists, so what brought Ayla Schofield to country specifically, as opposed to all the other genres of music that are now out there? And there's multitudes of genres out there.
Oh yeah.
And they're multiplying on a minute basis as well.
Oh, true. And they're mixing and mashing. And
yeah, so we'll just stick country in here, we'll stick metal in, we'll stick rock and country metal rock. There you go.
I'm actually lucky that my parents love country music, and so I really grew up with it. I grew up in the countryside, and so we had like horses and chickens, and so it was like a little ranch. We actually call it our little big ranch because it's big to us, but it's very small compared to ranches.
A song called that?
No, but my EP is called Little Big Journey, which is inspired by it all starting there and then me kind of going on my own journey. So yeah.
You've had a big journey. Like you've toured from a young age, right?
Yeah, you could say that. I mean, pretty much from when I finished school. That was what I did. Like, actually, so right when I finished school, I was just, busking and I was working at a store to really save money for my trip to Nashville and Canada. And I had this huge trip planned, and then 3 weeks before my flight, the border shut down because of COVID.
Oh.
And so from there, everything kind of, got thrown off a bit. So because it was COVID and I couldn't really do gigs, I was busking until I could buy a car. And once I had that car, my little Greyhound bus, it's a small silver car, basically what fit in my budget. Since it was silver, I bought some spray paint and made it look like a greyhound with a logo on it. And so once I had that car, I started traveling and touring in Europe, and I was in Southern Europe quite a bit, and lived in different countries and played in different countries, and so now this is my first official UK tour. So very excited to be here. Been here since the first week of April now, and yeah, loving it so far.
So what does music mean to Ayla Schofield? What is your vision for your sound and for your brand of country as opposed to what the industry would want or the fans would want? Where do you sit in that vein as such?
Well, I mean, what I would say makes me stand out with what I do performance-wise is that I'm a loop station artist, and that's kind of my signature thing, you could say. And since I'm also a fiddle player, the loop station kind of allows me to mix it all and to bring it all on stage at once, and I'm really enjoying that. And I mean, basically it is that way because I never really had enough musicians around me to actually form a band. And you know, so I always had to rely on doing everything myself, and now that's kind of what was born from it, and I'm loving it actually, because as a solo artist I'm still very independent. Like, I can travel more, I can tour more, because otherwise I probably couldn't afford right now touring with 5 people through the UK or something. And so that allows me a lot of freedom, and I think it's also more, you know, unique, I guess, in a way, because there's more country bands than there's country loop station artists.
Maybe you might be are you the first country loop station artist?
I don't know anyone, yeah.
Does anyone know a country loop station artist? DC? He's his brain's ticking.
Anushka Sassi.
Beg pardon?
Anushka Sassi. She's from London. She does looping.
Ah.
There
Okay.
you go.
There you go.
Connection right there.
Yeah.
Obviously Katie Stone. I'll start that again. And I'm not drunk. I'm not drunk.
Katie Tunstall.
That's the one, Katie Tunstall. She's still looping. I think you said she was a big influence.
Yeah, I love her performances. I mean, I didn't get to see her live yet, but there is probably not a video of her live on YouTube that I haven't watched. So yeah, like when I first got into the idea of starting to use a loop station, actually, I think by coincidence around that time, I heard her song the first time, Black Rose and a Cherry Tree, and then I saw live videos of her, then I realized she's a loop station artist. And that was kind of coincidentally at the same time. I was like, wow, cool, like that's actually what I want to do. It was really cool to have some inspiration then to draw from. I mean, obviously also Ed Sheeran does that, and he's amazing. He's like the god of looping. But
you're not even lighting up as you talk about
yeah. But that's also, you know, of course, a bit of a different music style, with being more in the pop world. But I love both artists anyway. But yeah, I mean, really, the idea I think first came when I was performing for years just with guitar and vocals. Because I was like, well, if I don't have a group, I can't use the fiddle. That's it. That's life. And so then I got the chance to perform with Oliver Anthony on his Europe tour, and then I was his fiddle player, and so then I was kind of, you know, that also gave me some great exposure here in Europe, which was amazing. Also in America, actually. But so, and then I was called Ayla Schofield, Oliver Anthony's fiddle player. And that kind of reminded me, like, actually, I'm a fiddle player, yeah. And then I really wanted to find a way to bring that back also into my solo performances, and that's what I came up with.
See, I, at one point, tried to learn the fiddle.
Oh, really? Yeah.
Tried. Mm-hmm. I admire fiddle players, or violin, as it's also known as, but fiddle.
They're two different things. They're two different things.
Well, they look the same. See, I tried to learn, and I find it very difficult because from obviously with the guitar you've got your strings, and it's always going to be like you know where you
have
put
the
your
frets.
fingers, you have the frets, you
Yeah.
have the strings, and you know that every time you put your finger there, that's the note that's going to be played.
Yeah.
Not with the fiddle.
Yeah.
Now, if you just put your finger there, now that's the E. Now, if you move it just a little tiny bit, you get the F. What? What do you mean move it a little tiny bit? What if my finger's too big? I get that between an F and an F sharp, and that would be what? A wrong F? Like it just. Yeah. And I just remember trying, and I didn't like the sounds I was producing.
Okay. Yeah, it takes a ton of patience and
It really does.
repetition.
I really admire fiddle players, like, because I just know what it's taken to learn and to get where you are and to play, because it's all about ear with it, isn't it? Normally when you're playing it, it's all about how it sounds, and
True.
not like, or a piano, you know what notes
True.
you're going to play as well, but with the fiddle not so much.
Yeah.
And I just think, like, I do admire string. I really do admire it. I might try to go back at one point, because I was not very good. Did not go well. So in terms of music, you released a single recently?
Yeah, well, not so recently actually, but
This year?
yeah, but this year I released Address Unknown, which is a song that I actually wrote a few years back, but it's still part of my EP that I'm releasing. It just, got delayed through COVID and blah, blah, blah. Yeah. I was producing this EP with a Canadian producer, and I was supposed to go to Canada to, record in his studio and stuff, and so, but then we ended up doing everything via distance, and I recorded in Germany and sent him the stuff, and then we were, like, emailing and video calls, and so, but that just made it all take very long, and so that's why I'm still in the process of releasing that EP. The last song that's still not out, though, is coming out this summer, and it's already on my CD, though, that can be bought here, and
PR, did you hear that, folks? PR. When's your set today? Was it today?
5:15 at the paddock stage.
Have you got your loop as well?
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah,
Well,
got the fiddle, got the loop station.
That'll be exciting to see, actually. That'll be exciting to see. In terms of all your songs, is there a song that you feel that describes your music? Like, if somebody didn't know you and, well, who's Ayla Schofield? What song would you give them to say, this is me, this is who I am, this is the sound I create?
That's a good question. I mean, there's two songs, and one of them I wouldn't play now because it's very important to have the looping for that, but I'll play that later in my set. But there's another song that's, that I would say embodies a lot of what I grew up with, and which is, how important it is to stay grounded, because life does get hectic, and if you want to get anywhere in life, you also, have to kind of be ready for that. But I think with, life getting the way it does, and too many things happening at once sometimes, that it's so important to have something or someone that kind of, brings you back to yourself and keeps you on the ground. And I wrote a song for that that's called Faster Than Reality.
Take
I'll
it
play
away.
for you right now.
Always on the go, everybody knows time is money. No time to take it slow, but you don't even know why you're running. Then I find myself on that treadmill. Did life put me there, or did I do that myself? You slow me down, and I start running too fast. You hold me close, reminding me that I have find the fast lane even faster when it rains. Trying to outrun whatever could go wrong till you don't know where you belong anymore. Then I find myself in your arms. Did you come to save me, or have you always been there? You slow me down when I start running too fast. You hold me close, reminding me that I have everything I need right here, and that ain't going nowhere. There ain't no reason to be faster than reality. Ain't no reason, ain't no reason, ain't no reason. Ooh, you slow me down when I start running too fast. You hold me close, reminding me that I have everything I need right here, and that ain't going nowhere. There ain't no reason to be faster than reality. Everything I need right here, that ain't going nowhere. There ain't no reason to be faster than reality.
That's so moving. Yeah, that got me in the feelings altogether. Now you've been on a talent competition, I think.
Yeah.
One that's quite well known. The Voice is the one.
Yeah.
Is The Voice really as big in Germany as it is all over the world? Is it like a kind of, because it's very like commercial, and so is it the same in Germany?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, it is. I mean, I went there like when I was 17.
Wow.
So
Wow.
I was like kind of a baby still. So,
Wow. What was that like at that age? Was that like was that scary or was it exciting because like that
Both.
young?
It was both. Yeah, I mean, I watched The Voice a lot, like through my teenage years. And so for me, like when I really got into singing, like I liked watching it because, well, just of course, like hearing all the singers, but in, you know, hearing the coaches, what they say, and kind of like I tried to like learn even, you know, something from that. And then it kind of became a bucket list thing, you could say, that I was like, well, I want to be on that stage once and be on that show. And so, yeah, then I did the audition. There's also like 3 auditions before the
main
actually
one,
blind
the
audition.
cheer drummer.
Yeah. So it was definitely a lot of, you know, learning experience because you had to always be on point preparing for these auditions. And also they usually, there were, you know, you had to select songs from a list that they would give you, so you're not very free in your choice.
Really?
Yeah.
Nice.
So it's it was a challenge, you know, preparing songs that usually I wouldn't, you know, choose to sing, and but it was definitely like I almost see it more now in hindsight, like a training camp, you know.
Well, what better training camp could you
Boot
get?
camp thing.
In many ways, like you'd know at least what you don't want.
Yeah.
To do. And
You know,
was that
also-
before you started? Like, were you writing songs by that point, or was that before you started?
Yeah, I was
writing?
already writing songs. I mean, I started writing at like 14, really.
Wow.
Yeah. So, I also, that was kind of a thing because I already at that time preferred singing my own songs, and I mean, it's very much about, you know, the cover songs, and and also about marketing certain songs. There's this huge label behind it, and obviously, so it was really just a good training also for interviews and being in front of the camera and being on a big stage like that. But all the contracts behind it, and so there's a lot of stuff where now I'm glad that I didn't get further than I did, because if I did, then I would be tied into some contracts now still that I'm glad I'm not. So it was all good the way it was, because I did check it off my bucket list. I was on that stage, but I'm also still free. So.
See, I think, like, I always wonder about talent shows, like, if they're exploiting people that are determined to get somewhere.
They're definitely, yeah.
And you're like, but then they're like giving them a platform. So like, well, we're giving you billions and billions of people could be watching this, and we're giving you this platform. But then you kind of think, can they then be themselves as an artist, or are they're walking into this kind of place where they're being told who to be, how to sound, what to wear? Like, that's not then them being themselves. And I always wonder how that is for people, and what that does to creativity and artistry, and just trying to get to your own identity authentically, so to speak.
Yeah, I think I would even say that I might be wrong, but I think that artists who really already have formed their own identity as an artist probably wouldn't want to go there. I wanted to go there because I was still young enough that I was still like, I just want to be on that stage, I'm going to sing these songs, yeah, sure. But I think if you're really like, who you are as an artist, you have your own songs, you have your own identity, you probably wouldn't even want to go there, because you are definitely put in a box in a way. Also, the song that they chose for me to sing on the actual show, it was, I loved the song, I just wouldn't have chosen it. It was Daddy's Little Girl by the Shires.
Really?
Yeah, that's actually how I heard about the Shires at first. Yeah.
Hey, that's quite a connection right there.
Right.
That could have been a better song. I didn't know what song was coming there, and I thought, my goodness.
Yeah.
One of the biggest UK country acts there is.
Yeah. I love their music, and I first heard about them then, but that was that was the whole image that they were creating for me. Like, I was the youngest competitor in that year, and so they were like, oh, she's like this little daddy's little girl, cowgirl, grew up on a ranch, loves her family, and that's like this whole thing that they were doing everything so that everything fits in that image. And so, yeah, again, I love the song, but I just wouldn't have chosen it probably. But it was all for the better at the end.
Well, at least they chose you the country vein, so they got your style.
Yeah, they got that. Yeah, I think that's
a
also,
genre.
Yeah,
They got you in that ballpark at least.
Yeah, true. Yeah,
and they introduced you to the Shires as well, which can't be a bad thing, really.
Oh no, not at all.
Hugest UK act it is. So you say you've got is it an album or EP? New EP coming?
EP, yeah.
And an American tour. You're touring Europe as well at the minute.
Yeah.
How long is this tour, and where is it taking you?
Well, so the UK part of the tour is 2 months total.
2 months?
2 months. Yeah.
Okay. I thought you were going to say 2 weeks. That's okay. So where does it take you? Going all over the UK then, obviously.
Yeah,
because you played Birmingham Sounds in the Round as well with Gasoline and Matches.
Yeah,
that must have been
so
amazing.
Much. Yeah, definitely. Probably my favorite show so far. Maybe my second, or I have a few shows that were really, really great, but it's definitely right on there. I loved it so much. The audience was great too, and just sharing the stage with all these other amazing artists was really great. Yeah, so I'm now 7 weeks into the tour, so I'm in the UK for 2 more weeks, and I came here by car. So I arrived in Dover with a ferry, and I had the first.
Way to do it.
It is, yeah. I had the first show in London, and then I was over in the east, Essex and Suffolk, and then South Coast, Brighton, and South Wales, and then slowly up to Yorkshire, and then I was in Scotland for almost 2 weeks. I had 4 shows there, and then a little time off, which I really enjoyed, getting to see a bit of Scotland.
Need some time off, I would say.
Yeah, it was very needed, very needed.
How do you see? How do all artists keep their energy levels up when you're touring like that? Because traveling is exhausting.
Yeah.
Like, you get a ferry from one place to the next, that's exhausting, and then you want to, like, rest.
Yeah.
But then you're like, if you just arrive at some place and then you're like, you need to sound check, and then you're on that night.
Yeah.
Like, how do you keep your energy up to then give the audience the performance that you want to give them? How do you do that if you're, like, touring the world? Where do you
Yeah.
get some energy bars or Red Bull or alcohol or oh, here we go. Whiskey.
Well, I think everyone has their ways, but for me, it's such a weird one because while, I mean, as you say, travel does take a lot of energy, and just, you know, I usually stay in one place for like 2 nights, and or like 1 or 2 nights. That it's like also all the packing, and you feel like you always have to check out, and so that is energy taking. And then the shows, though, you know, for the most part, there's, you know, few shows maybe that don't go so well, or where the atmosphere is just not that great, and that always does take you even more into like the minus energy area. But shows that that have a good energy and where you feel like you can really connect with the audience, that is actually what charges up my batteries. Because that is, I mean, that's the whole reason why I'm doing all that, and that is, that really gives me a lot of energy back doing what I love and feeling like it really connects. And
I'd say you've got that in Birmingham Sounds and the Round.
yeah,
I'd say you've got that.
definitely there.
Yeah, because I only went there for the first time recently, and the space is just an amazing space.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And the story behind the space, like, I think the guy who owned it called it after his wife that died or something. There's a story that feels better than that. Like that. Crap. I told it crap. Jennifer Blackwell Space, and I think the guy's still alive, and I think it was in memory of his wife. And there's just such a lovely story, but it's just such a lovely space. And I'd say you would have got that in spades there, because it's just what Gasoline and Matches have created there.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, that's the whole point of that space.
True, yeah.
And I think every songwriting round has that energy and vibe to it. And I think Gasoline and Matches know how to create a writer's round, because
Yeah.
I wish I would have been there on Wednesday night, because it's looked like the most fabulous round, because I think it was Hayley Jensen, Diamonds and Whiskey, yourself, and who else was there? Gasoline and Matches, obviously. Yeah.
Did you already say Ryan Evans?
No, I didn't.
Ryan Evans was there too. Yeah.
So that's quite a cool round altogether.
Yeah.
So they know how to kind of create those rounds, and it's like it would be the time. I think if every gig was like that, I'd say artists would be on a high
Oh yeah. True.
every time.
Yeah.
So what is the rest? When do you get home for a holiday? Because you're obviously not on a holiday right now. So when do you go home for a break that you just be Ayla without having to do interviews and gigging and stuff? Do you get time to like chill at all?
Well, for like the second half of June, I have like 10 days where I can just chill. So that'll be really nice. Right when I come back, the weekend when I come back to Germany, I'm also playing a bigger event with also some other artists together, actually. So looking forward to that, but it's kind of like coming back from the UK tour right into the next thing. And I kind of got double booked for that weekend. So I have 2 shows. One is in the south, and the other one is up north. And so there's like it's a 7-hour drive, and so I'll have to do the one up north first, and then drive down for Sunday to be there for the other one.
Lovely.
But actually, since I'm back in my home country, then and also the one show up north is like close to where I live, so possibly my dad is going to drive me down so I can sleep in the car, which that is the benefit of being back home. So, but yeah, it'll be a full
Daddy's
weekend.
little girl.
Daddy's little girl.
See what I wanted? Sorry. So what is the rest after that? Like the tail end of the year? What does that look like for you? Are you like around your EP? Will your EP be out by the...
I mean, most of my EP is out. Just the last song, which I'm
okay, cool.
still releasing in summer. And I mean, I'm actually right now building up my catalog for the next project, which I do want to do an album. So I mean, I wrote some songs already, like, before I came here, but now also on tour I've written some songs. And yeah, I'm just kind of, selecting songs right now, finishing some songs, and then by the end of summer probably, when, festival season and stuff slows down, I'll get to more studio work and get that finished.
Do you find you get more inspired when you're touring or when you're at home, or does it not make any difference?
Actually, I mean, oddly enough, I do get more inspired when I technically have almost no time for writing.
Lovely.
So it's like,
Andy? That works well.
I know.
Yeah, I'm really inspired. You're driving your car one hand and writing on the other hand. Yeah, or singing to the phone when you're driving.
I do that sometimes. Yeah, definitely. I was actually, the other day, I had a song idea while I was driving, and then I was like, oh shit, I gotta record that, and then I got into a traffic jam right after.
Hey!
It was actually really good timing. Because
somebody was looking after you, obviously. So when you're on the stage, this is a song I'd watch in a traffic jam. Maybe it is.
Yeah, but it's a lot of times when I'm at home and I have a few weeks where I have maybe not so many gigs and I have a lot of time in the studio. Then it's I do write some songs, but it's kind of not the same energy behind it as when I'm on the road and there's so many things happening every day and you have these little magical moments where you meet people, have like these moments of connection and I do get more inspired that way and have more ideas and I think there's also something for me about like working with pressure, and so sometimes when I have like, let's say I'm like it's in the morning, I do prefer mostly writing in the morning, and then a lot of times I had it now that I was like, okay, I have to check out at like 11 or something, so I have like 1.5 hours to get the song as finalized as possible. And then it's like I try to write like at least a verse and a chorus so that I have the structure down, and but a lot of times that's actually how really good songs also happen. Because
you work well under pressure, obviously.
I do, yeah.
And traffic jams and
yeah.
Anyway, are you up for a little fun game? It's not a hard game.
Okay.
The game is called This or That, and basically it's just choosing between two things.
Okay.
So, for example, love or money?
Love or money? Love. Money is good, but
do you know what we've done? How many of these have we done? DC?
About 30 probably.
30?
There's 3 seasons.
30? Have we done 30?
Yeah, we've done 3 seasons. This is like the 4th season, so...
Oh well. only one person has answered with money. That's why it was buckles or boots?
Boots.
Everyone says boots. Hello.
I love my buckle, but if I had to choose, yeah.
Main stage or paddock stage?
Main stage. I mean, ideally.
Songwriting or singing?
Wow, that's really a hard one. That's such a hard one. I would probably say singing though, because I just love performing.
Yeah, this one might be harder, maybe. Fiddle or guitar?
Well, fiddle. Yeah, guitar is very functional for me, but fiddle is more like my
Fiddle's more your
closer
heart.
to my heart.
Yeah. Recording or performing?
Performing. Yeah.
Oh. Now, I'm going to do some other... Everybody loves these questions. I take... you'll see in 1 wee second. So I'm going to get it up here. You cut this bit out, DC, can you?
Never.
No, anything.
Never. Anything.
He doesn't edit. He leaves all the mistakes in and all the kind of... address unknown or leave my heart open?
Leave my heart open.
See, well, maybe it's not as hard as I thought it would be. Faster than reality or silent?
That's a bit harder. I would say faster than reality, though.
That was a lovely song. It really was. Yeah, no, that just was a lovely song. I'm going to hear her in a second. Sometimes it is, or in your car?
Sometimes it is. That's such a fun song, yeah.
Very
And I
good.
made a music video for that one in Greece. That's also a fun memory.
In Greek, were you touring at the time?
I was living
Writing
in
a
Greece.
song? Where are you living? What age are you? Your experience already and like the touring that you've done is immense, and like
Yeah.
you know you've already done a heck of a lot music industry wise.
Yeah. Actually, it's true.
Yeah.
A lot happened. A lot
A lot has
happened.
happened. You might say, like I
Yeah.
don't know. Do you artists have time to kind of sit down and go, look what I've done, look where I am, look how much I've experienced, and actually think, oh gosh, that's amazing. Look what I've done.
I do have to remind myself to do that sometimes because
You've done
there's a bit-
so much. Like it's unbelievable what you've already done and already achieved.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. So let's see. Is there any more? I don't know if there's any more. Is that it? I think that might be it. Books or movies?
Sorry?
Books or movies?
Oh, well, that was the accent there. That
Sorry. My Scottish accent can sometimes be a bit.
Definitely movies. I am terrible with books. I mean, yeah, I can probably count on one hand how many books I've read in my life. When I do, I like reading, but it's just too arduous for me. I'm very, very slow with reading. And so it takes me so long to finish a book that, like, I already forgot what the story started with. So it's just not working out for me.
Sweet or savoury?
Sweet.
Beer or whiskey?
Beer, definitely.
Oh, very good. Now I'm going to look out here because there's food trucks out there. There's food trucks out there. And it's a buckle and boots themed thing. So I'm looking at there. See, I know there's tacos, and then there's tacos or pizza.
Pizza.
Thai or Indian? Is that the same roughly? No, Thai or Indian.
Actually, I've had Indian a lot, and I love Indian. I've not even had Thai before.
There's a Thai.
Oh, really?
There's a Thai truck. right up there.
Which one is it?
You could. It's well. I think the Thai. See the Thai food. You see the Thai food sign?
Oh,
just up
yeah.
there?
Oh, cool. Thanks for the... Thank you. And I got my artist pass today, so I'll be over there.
Oh yeah, they do loads of things. They do Thai prawn crackers.
Okay.
Yes, they're all sitting here giggling. What, like? Yeah. Have you got any questions out there in the audience? No. Are you sure? Hey, positive. That brings it to the end. Thank you so much for coming
Thank
in,
you.
for singing, and for chatting. And it's great to get to know you. And I can't wait to see you. Where can people find you if they want to find out more about Ayla Schofield? Where can they go?
Basically anywhere. I mean, YouTube, Ayla Schofield, Instagram, Ayla.Schofield, Facebook, Ayla Schofield. I would say I'm probably like most active on Instagram as far as like the immediate, like what's going on right now. But you can definitely find me anywhere, and like my music on all the platforms, so Spotify, Apple Music, and all the stuff that's out there. I don't even know what it's called these days. But
There's a lot to do for you independent artists.
oh yeah.
A lot to do. Thank you very much, Ayla. And Moho session number, whatever it is, over and out.
Thank you.
Welcome to the Moho session hashtag. We're taking it on the road.